We are victims, all of us, not victims of another's ill intent, not victims of political maneuvering, not even victims of Mother Nature. We are victims of success. The news is filled with horror stories, and ironically, social media often does more to divide us than bring us together. Everyone has a cause to champion, so it's easy to lose sight of the fact that America is still the greatest nation on earth. I say we are victims of our own success because we seem to have lost our sense of priorities. We are so far removed from the very real struggles of citizens of other nations like Yemen or Rwanda that we sometimes seem to forget how powerful we are and how we came to be so. The United States of America is unique in several ways, but today, let's talk about one of the most fundamental ways in which America is like no other place on earth: the Second Amendment. Statesman and patriot Frederick Douglass once said, quite accurately I might add, a man's freedom rests on three boxes: the ballot box, the jury box, and the cartridge box. Think about these three pillars of freedom for just a moment. The ballot box is where we vote, absolutely vital. The jury box is where we perform civic duties. Somebody has to do it. And the cartridge box. The cartridge box is where we store ammunition for the arms we bear. Isn't it curious that he would include guns in the protection of freedom? Guns are not simply a means to protect your home from an unruly neighbor or even to repel an invasion, which are both important. Guns are vital to freedom. That is what is so unique about the American Constitution. Frederick Douglass recognized, as many Americans did, that the Constitution affords that right to protect citizens even from their own government. Let's stop there for a moment. The Second Amendment does a couple of things, but I'm simply amazed by the idea that it protects Americans from a potential threat even within our own government. That is unique. That is a classic example of the rights which we take for granted. Our Constitution ensures that our right to protect ourselves shall not be infringed, not even by the men and women who serve in the government. I am amazed by the wisdom and foresight of the authors of our Constitution. There are those who would try to strip away our Second Amendment rights. They'd have us give up our guns and live at the mercy of criminals and the mercy of enemies of the state. But our rights have been put in writing for a reason. We've been down this road before. And some of us seem to have forgotten there would be no America without our guns and patriots ready to defend our rights. Our devotion to freedom is the very definition of what makes us special. It is as American as apple pie. To be fair, accidents happen. Sometimes things go awry and citizens are victims of gun violence. But let us not confuse the actions of criminals with what is obviously a proven and successful way of life. Gun control advocates get all up in arms, pun intended, when people are harmed by criminals, but never say a peep about the lives saved by guns. For example, just a few months ago, not a week before Christmas, a deranged man opened fire in a church, killing 2 people. What the statistics don't show you is how many lives were saved that Sunday. when another man in the church, a law-abiding, gun-carrying American, stopped that criminal from killing more people that day. Stopped him within 6 seconds. Think about that. 6 seconds. How long do you think it would have taken police to arrive on the scene and wait for SWAT to join them? Assess the situation. All 240 parishioners could have been dead by then. Fortunately, all it took was one American, one headshot, and 6 seconds. Lives were saved that day, thanks to our Second Amendment. To gun control advocates, I say this: if you are truly interested in saving lives as you claim, why do you not advocate for car control? That's right. More Americans are killed by cars than by guns. But these geniuses never say a peep when saving lives is allegedly their goal. There is a simple reason no one is advocating to get rid of guns. It would simply be a stupid thing to do. The car, just as the gun, is central to our way of life. It is fundamental. And despite the fact that accidents happen, we have to move forward logically. We don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. So while we go about our daily lives enjoying the security and opportunity afforded by America, let us not lose sight of what makes America great. It's been a long journey and we still have a long road ahead, but it is our common sense and devotion to freedom that got us here. Don't give up now.